our trump card pick for today is Shabaz Nadeem, someone who's really added to that lineup for the boys in orange, supporting Rashid Khan. Even when Rashid Khan was not picking wickets, Shabaz Nadeem at the other end was. So 18 wickets, 6 matches. 5 wickets in 6 matches, 18 overs. But the big thing about those wickets, Sean Pollock, is they came at key times and they were big wickets, some big fish in there.
Yeah, it's a good call. I think as your trump card for this match, I think he's been really impressive. I love the way he bowled with the control. He's very flat at times, but I think even with being flat, he doesn't give you those balls to hit. He hits a good length, which makes it difficult to get under him at times. And I mean, he was bowling to the likes of AB de Villiers, who was finding it very difficult to get him away. So he's done a pretty good job. And I think, as a perfect foil for Rashid in the middle overs as well. I think as a combination, I think they've been absolutely brilliant in how they've created lots of pressure in those middle overs everyone's looking at Rashid and thinking, well, let's not get out to him. Let's not give him that momentum of wickets, and let's maybe try and knock him for 6 and over if we can, and then maybe go after someone else. So in many ways, they've been trying to go after Nadeem, and he's held his nerve brilliantly enough with those facts and figures. And there's actually a look at from 7 to 15. You can see the overall economy rate, and look at the good contribution that the spinners have made in those last 6 games since he's been involved. So, yeah, he's been an important little cog. Everyone who's actually come into this SRH team has now worked out what their role is, and I think they're all doing it very well.
Yeah, in fact, that's what I was picking up on. The fact that also when you're better than overall means that you're better than Holder, who's been absolutely spectacular for them. So their fast bowling has also been very good for them. So the fact that very often they've been better than the fast bowlers is fantastic. Also, what's happened is Rashid was not being able to apply pressure up front because people like Vijay Shankar or Samad were getting the ball the other end and they were leaking runs. It's very difficult to apply pressure from one end. And what has happened now is he's just managed to break that away. Because he is now giving them very, very good economy from that side. And that means that Rashid just becomes a much more difficult proposition.
Yes, certainly has 164 dot balls he's bowled in the season so far. And I think that itself is a story. 16.73, the economy, 5.3. That's insane. I mean, you take that economy even in 50 over cricket. And just imagine, you'd accept 7 probably Sean Pollock in this form of the game. And he's 5.3.
I'll tell you what, if I had to captain this side, every morning I would just send a message to Rashid Khan just to find out that he's okay. Because he has been that big a player for me. I just want whatever he wants to make him feel comfortable, whatever food he wants to eat, whatever he needs, just keep him as happy as he can possibly be. Because if he's going to continue to produce those results, which he has done, I mean, his economy rate, I think in the last 4 RPLs has been under 7, and this one is the first time he's been under 6. It's absolutely brilliant, and he picks up the wickets as well. In the field, he's got intensity. When he comes to the crease, he doesn't waste any balls. I just think he's a brilliant, gifted cricketer, and what a person to have in your unit. So I would always make sure every morning, just check on him, make sure he's okay.
I think if the call did come, Joy, the 2 things he'd ask for first and foremost, if I know him well enough, is Zafrani chai and dry fruits. And I don't think there's any shortage of that in that part of the world.
Exactly. All the dates he wants, all the dry fruits he wants, he'll be very happy out there. And not only that, given where he is, of course, this year it is one of those things where not many people come over. But normally in Hyderabad, the cuisine would suit him to a T. I mean, in that way, all the good food he'd get, all the Hyderabadi biryani, the paradise stuff, all the good stuff he'd get, everything to make him happy. And you're right, it's the same. It's a George Best kind of thing. Get the ball whenever possible, give it to George Best. That's all coach is telling my man, but you should tell people. Don't bother about anything else, let him do the rest.
I think the one thing that he relies a lot on, Sean Pollock, is the dot balls. We can call it date balls, if you want to, date balls. But yeah, he keeps stressing. Every time you have an interview, and he's a great thinking cricketer, he'll tell you, listen, I cannot pick up wickets every single ball, much as I'd like to. But what I focus on is, if I can't take that wicket, what's the length I must bowl so that the batsman doesn't hit me?
Yeah, I think if you look at his technique, there's a lot of overspin on his deliveries. So what happens there is, if he hits a back of a length, say for example, Zampa hits 6 meters. If Rashid Khan hits 6 meters, the ball almost bounces, and because of the forward spin on it, it gets to you quicker. So if you're looking to pull him, you get rushed to play the shot. It doesn't sit up like other leg spinners. And also when he bowls that good length with the different variations, it gets onto you a little bit quicker. And that's what makes him capable of bowling those dot deliveries. It's a unique action. It's not something that would be easy to copy. But we've seen in the T20 format, I mean, how many examples are there of guys in different actions that just create that little X factor? Someone like a Lasith Malinga, Sal Tanvir. I mean, all those guys who've got something different. You can't face it. You can't practice against it. And that's what makes him such a difficult customer is you get to the crease and he's on you and the ball's hitting your bat like harder than most leg spinners. And you just feel like you're chewing up deliveries and the dot balls and the pressure starting to build. And that's one of his key factors for sure.